Shalom, folks. Rabbi Jacques. Taping this today on an interesting day, the Cinco de Mayo, the 5th of May, a day associated normally with Mexico, but interesting because people think it's connected with Mexican independence. It's not. That's September 15th. But rather the Cinco de Mayo is connected with the Battle of Puebla, when the Mexicans kicked out the French. There was a French emperor, Napoleon III, was a nephew of the famous Napoleon Bonaparte, and that's when they kicked them out, which is a real shame because when you keep thinking about it, there's such great contributions to Mexicanness by the French, above all, flan. But you know what? Whose independence it is today? It's not Mexican independence. Israel's. It's Yom HaHatzmaut. And last night I stayed up watching a video that there will be the link in this video for you of the fascinating, for me, every year, fascinating, brings every single time, brings tears to my eyes, the ceremony that happens in Israel around Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day. It's important to understand that the day before Yom HaAtzmaut, being yesterday, is Yom HaZikaron, the day of remembering the fallen soldiers, the fallen people who died to defend the land of Israel and the victims of terror. But then there is a ceremony to mark the transition between this day of mourning, the day of remembrance, to a day of great joy, which is Yom HaAtzmaut, the day of Israel independence. And it's a ceremony that, as I said, every year really moves me to no end. I mean, brings tears to my eyes, which is when they invite 12 people to light 12 fires, because they are the light of Israel. And this is an occasion for the Israeli government, the Israeli society, to highlight the people that have done good things for Israel in the past, in that year. And it's really, for me, an affirmation of what Israeli society stands for. In spite of many, many, many difficulties and criticism that you certainly must have heard from me about the unnecessary mistreatment of Arab populations, of the lack of rights for Reform Jews. Still, Israel is an amazing place because, and above all, for the values that it stands. And if you watch, I hope you do watch this stuff. I'm going to link here. It's about an hour, 15 minutes. The first 20-some minutes are pure militaristic, but the actual people presenting them and they talking, it's really, really moving, And I must tell you, make a confession right now, that often, I would guess, in fact, a day doesn't go by I don't think about the fact that, your ancestors wanted for 2,000 years to go back to Israel. They were not able to. And I am, but I basically wasting that opportunity. But on the other hand, we do have a great life here. And certainly there's tremendous family opposition. So I don't think you need to be worried about losing your rabbi in the near future, or don't get your hopes up of losing your rabbi in the near future. So, and by the way, since you don't want to lose me, but you can see me tomorrow, Friday. We'll be here online, also be at Temple. Come to Temple. We are there, we can be back together again. COVID business seems to be over. So if you hope some of you if you don't avail yourself of the opportunity to move to Israel and be part of the rebuilding of the Jewish national homeland, at least come be part of rebuilding of Temple Israel. You know where it is, 6 o'clock as always. That's it. Shabbat Shalom.